Welcome to Champions Insights. We've had the episode 5 of the Journey Minutes, and as usual, we're here to speak with the champion. As you know, champions aren't born, they are built through battle scars, through grit and resilience that they have. And our guest here today, the winner of season 2, episode 5 of the Journey Minutes, will be diving into how things went for him here at the tournament. But you know how we do it. And always remember, life is a game. Press play. Welcome back to Champions Inside, guys. With me is still the guest here. That man that won the Journey Minutes season 2, episode 5 is that man that they call Beast. He'll be giving us his thoughts on how things went at the tournament for him. But before we dive into some other things, we have a few questions for him. Beast, welcome. It's always good seeing you. I think this episode was a must-win for you. As you said, 5 is your lucky number.
Exactly.
But we won't dive into that. I want to speak to you about for the tournament as a whole. What would you say is different from your previous journey on how you qualify?
I mean, 5 is my lucky number, and I just had to win it because it's episode 5.
Episode 5, and you were able to clinch it on this one. Well, everything winning isn't just about the prize money. You were able to book your slot at the Night of Champions, and the last time it didn't really go well for you. You were not able to even get to semi-final. But what are you looking to do different this year? Because everybody knows that the Night of Champions, the Hall of Fame, is where so we want to hang your plaque there to say, okay, I'm a Hall of Famer here at the nest. But what are you looking to do different going into this year's Night of Champions?
Well, first thing is first, I have to grind, because if you don't grind, you can't get there. So I have to grind and pay attention to my opponent, observe, check out what they do, observe their game, look for their weakness and exploit it.
It's really great because exploiting is what you need. Speaking about opponents, I have a very funny question. What do you have against people scoring you first? Because it's almost like once they score you, you just switch up into this mode is what we call it.
You switch up, that's something in me, that animal in me, man. And what is coming?
So he stepped on the lion's tail.
Yeah, exactly.
In this case, the beast tail. That's great. Still speaking on because you spoke about how tough the episode was. You said okay, some people would say maybe some players were not around, but still you were able to grind it out because at that moment, when maybe people are saying things that, okay, this competition is not tough, that is actually the most dangerous for me because I feel that's where competition comes in. But there's one match I'll say stood out for you in this episode, and it was a match with mixed bags, different things happening, and it was that one against the Badger. We'll be diving into that one very soon as we get his thoughts on how that match went for him. It was a mixed emotions from this man, Beast, as usual. And stay tuned, and remember, life is a game. Press play. Welcome back, guys. It's still the Champions Insight. We'll dive into the watch along. I did mention that there was a match that stood out for us here, and it was that match against the Badger. The funny thing is, the Badger has been involved in two very interesting stories in this season too. You saw that one where he was trying to rat out Mr. Oga Slid at the last moment to eventually bag that win, 2-1 win in that match. But this one now, it was a different type of match against that man, the champion of SO5, Beast. Beast, what we say stood out for you for these opponents? What we say is different from other people you've played?
His pattern of play, the way he plays, he crosses so much, which was not something I was expecting. Yeah. So I just had to use experience, to beat him.
Even before we even speak about your experience, the people call you the king of 95 rated. Is that down to the experience you being in the game for so long, or what exactly brought about that?
I mean, I started with 95 rated, from kickoff straight to 95 rated. even when everybody was going to foot, I still stayed in 95 rated, and I played a lot of people over the years. So that's why I got the nickname the King of 95 rated.
It's really quite interesting. I think one thing people don't credit you for is how you build up. I was speaking with Dr. Koa even what we're doing for the match analysis, and he said you are one of the best counter-attacking people in the game. That when it comes to counter-attacks, that you are very, very lethal. And from even speaking about build-ups, from the 7th minute, we saw a very, very good build-up from the wings, intercepting from the wings, winning this ball here with Kunde. But walk us through this goal and what was going through your mind?
So, like I said, I said something about pressing, how important it is to press. If you notice, if you go back, you would see where I pressed him, got the ball, then quickly attacked him. He turned to a counter-attack. That was how I was able to score.
At this moment, if you don't, he still had bodies behind, but in this world,
if you notice, my cam to my RM, to my cam again, to my CM, to my
sleep passing,
LM,
sleep passing in this one, because it's
I just have to be fast.
Yeah, because it was looking as if he was going to recover at that moment.
Yes,
I didn't even expect that extra pass. And from here on, everybody will be thinking, okay, it's as usual, you're a favorite for this match, and you're thinking, okay, yes, it's normal there at the office. One thing I want to say, looking at the 21st minute here, is the effectiveness of Mbappe in the game, because a lot of people have been using him as a striker for every other episode, but you chose to go with Dembele here. What did you see differently that you say, okay, this I have to do this and I have to change it up?
So I mean, there's no better RM than Mbappe, right? LM, sorry. There's no better LM than Mbappe. So Mbappe was my best choice for my LM, and Dembele, it's a good option for my striker. So I just had to adapt and put Mbappe there, because I know he's going to cause a lot of damage. You understand?
It's quite interesting, because things can be going so well for you in the game. You're already leading 2-0.
I said this in earlier on. You can have your own plan, and FIFA will have your own plan.
Yeah, I see. That's why I want to come to this incident, because I'm wondering. I know professional fouls have been introduced into the game, but was this a professional foul for you, or it was just the game happening?
In the box, it just happened. This FIFA just wanted to do. I don't know.
Is it because
you surprised me or something?
At this moment, you quite defended the scenario properly. I don't think. I thought Saliba was going to move with the player there, but only to see that he didn't get this one. But penalties, how will you say is important for you to grind penalties, or is it just something that you just go with instincts?
Instincts, and you grind it. It's more of instincts, right? If you notice, I went to the left.
Yeah.
No, to the right before going to the left. So me going to the right, it's a mind game. So I let you know that the left is free. You understand? Give me the space to go to that left, because I was at the right. So while I waited for him to shoot, you start the animation for shooting. Once I saw that he had pressed the box, a shooting button.
At that point, it's mind games for you.
Yes, mind games, and I just had to go to the left.
So it's quite interesting, because that freak moment it led to a red card, and Saliba, a very, very important figure in your backline, going out. But another interesting thing is, obviously he has missed the penalty at this point, but he switched his formation to 4-4-2 holding. Will you say this was the right thing for him to do at this moment? Or what will you say this move actually even helped him? Because we saw how the game progressed later on. But was this for you? Would this be the formation that you'd have gone with?
I wouldn't. I would use the formation that will put pressure on me. You understand? My opponent. So I feel like this is the defensive formation. You are playing CDMs instead of CM. I think you should have gone for the 4-4-2 flat. Because the CMs are more attacking. You're supposed to put pressure on me. I'm one man down. I can't attack you.
It's quite interesting because this red card it led to you having to remove someone. I would just say not in this match, but someone that was a very very key figure in the game for you, and that was Akunuch. I'm probably just butchering his name right now. Well, he's quite a tall man for someone that plays the 10th position for you.
Yes, I looked at his build and his strength, and I'm like, this is what I need. I need a strong figure to bully his way out of situations. I mean, in one of the scenarios that happened here, I saw the way he ran. He bullied. Someone was trying to hold him. He fought his way and still ran forward. So that's what I was looking for.
You said that FC has their own plan. You might come to play the game, but FC is playing a different game.
Yes,
we saw how he was even eventually able to come back in this one. He was with 2 goals up, but the goal for 2-2 is quite interesting for me in this one because at this point I was thinking, okay, what am I watching exactly? He defended that switch properly before even going forward. We thought Mbappe Dembele was going to get him behind, but he got the ball, and at this moment it's as if the numbers just told. We're seeing him triggering runs left and right, but patience is another thing that
he was very patient. I have to give it to him.
we you say for this goal now, what will you say? How you see you could have defended this scenario better? Because I'm looking at Thierry Hernandez here, and I was thinking he was going to get that ball before the ball got to the RM for the Newcastle team here for the Badger. What exactly was going through your moment as this one passed out?
I mean, I trusted Thierry Hernandez. I felt that he could get to the ball. That's why I defended this way. I mean, if I knew that he was going to fail me, I would probably just sit back. I would not go to him.
It's quite interesting because this one, I do think again for that scenario, it was also the fact that in Nigeria rated they don't the defenders don't have intercept, so that's another thing that would have come into your mind. I think that also speaks about how you have to defend in the game, because it's different from how you are defending regular kickoff or even maybe foot, as you mentioned before. You mentioned crossing, and I would say something that is even in the game too much. Well, we saw a very very clutch moment. A clutch save from my own when we were speaking about the last episode of the Champion Insights with that man King Nonex. He said that Noah was his saving grace. Remember, his man of the match. We say that's the same case here in this match against the Badger.
Yeah, might not try. I'm going to have to give it to him. I have to give it to him, but I felt like the red card made a lot of changes. Like, if there was no red card, it should have been an easy game for me.
We did see that momentum switch. I was speaking about crossing before. There's the corner kick routine, but the Badger had a different routine.
I have never seen this one. I have never played a player like that did such. So I didn't know how to mark it or anything.
It's really quite interesting because the player that eventually headed the ball in this scenario is out of frame.
He came in. Then how?
I think
there's nothing I could have done.
Yes, because I'm looking at the Mbappe there and I'm looking, okay, there's no way you would have switched to Mbappe outside the box at that moment.
There's no way, man. So I have to give it to him, man.
Well, as things progress, there's one thing that people always say: champions always have that mental fortitude to eventually stay inside the game. Yes. And with this one, you always speak about pressing in the game and how very very, very important it is. But for you, would you how were you able to break down this move? Because it was quick passes, pressing him to even win the ball in a very very dangerous position. But what caused through this goal?
So I mean, if you look at now, I noticed that he's passing right. You can either pass to the left or pass to the right. Now, I knew he was going to pass here. Then I quickly had to go and intercept where he was going to pass next. I had to just go and put my man there. That was how I was able to get the ball and countered him immediately.
Zaire Emery coming up clutch there.
Yes.
The PSG man, recent Champions League winner also. And at this point now, he obviously the one with the man down, but momentum has a different way of playing it out. Even if you have an extra man, you don't know how the game is going to be. And this one is 3-3 the scoreline. If I was commentating on this game, I don't know how it would have. I would have probably lost my voice with the amount of actions that happened in this game. We saw different saves in the game. Man, still keeping you into the game. But up next, we went for the 82nd minute, and I saw a lot of game management from you in this game before you eventually even scored this goal that I'm about to speak about. You were able to ride it out, even the different moment coming, the keeper coming up clutch for you. But in this 82nd minute here, even after you had scored 3-3, were you thinking you were going to win this game in regular time, or were you looking to grind it out to penalties?
At this point, my plan was to just let me calm down. Let me not rush things. Let me take it slow. I will see my chance. So that was how I was able to take it slow, little by little, break him. Then I saw my chance and I took it.
It's quite interesting because this chance comes up. It comes after he was even trying to attack in this one. A good block for the. It's quite funny. It's quite funny because as much as the defenders in this 95 rated don't have the block, there are certain times you'll be like, okay, is this place not actually active exactly. for these defenders here? So why don't they actually do it usually? Well, great transition defense in this one because Konate came up clutch here. And I just want you to, why did you go for the up through there for Olise instead of going for the ground pass?
If you notice in this match, right, there are so many times I would give a pass and somehow my opponent finds a way to get the ball. So at this point, I knew that if I give that pass, that there's a chance that he might intercept it. So I just had to go for the one that I know he's not going to try to intercept.
And rightly, you got it right with this one. We're starting that man Dembele as your 9.
Yeah.
Even I know he also has the first 9++, and for the player roles. Well, I want to also look at your opponent's team at this point where you've scored 4-3. I'm looking at there's one thing you mentioned while I was speaking. You said even after the red card, even when you're playing the 4-4-2. You should go for a big man and a small man.
Yes.
But we saw him using Waterman and Osula together before even making this change to Gordon and Wissa. Well, how was the logic behind that in total?
So I think if you got that using 2 big center forwards, it's you're limiting yourself. You need someone that could be able to turn. He's quick to respond. To your movement, your left stick.
Yeah.
So if you're using the big guys, you can't turn. You're limited. You're stiff. So you need that one man that can actually turn, while the other one is making the runs. Once that one turns, he gives the pass. I think he realized it late. I'd say that
it's quite interesting because it's 2nd minute getting that goal. It should have been really demoralizing for this man, the Badger. From here, I don't think we speak about game management enough as gamers, and I think even as much as scoring is very, very good, I think game management is also part of one thing that you really need to learn. I think one thing I also noticed from this game is your use of the box crusher role. How important is that for you?
It's a very, very that's the most important position for me. The fact that he comes in late, when everybody's there and he is making he's the last person to make his run to that box 18. You hardly mark such runs. You hardly mark such position. So that's why I say it's my most important
player role. It's quite interesting because a lot of people is mostly maybe holding deep line playmaker or even maybe the box to box. But this one, I think with the box crusher also, something I've noticed while watching some of your matches, the AI doesn't mark that runner until it is over.
Yes.
And it's really quite frustrating because you would have thought that maybe I've done everything.
He makes his run so late that while you're thinking of other people to mark,
he's
just strolling to your box 18 on its own.
And that man Rabio is a very, very interesting one for you. In this one, you're able to see how you're able to grind out this game. The Badger losing some passes almost immediately after conceding this goal. He could have managed the game better. Well,
like I said, I felt like using 4-4-2 holding. You're losing. I'm one man down. I'm losing. I'm one man down, and he's still playing 4-4-2 holding. I don't understand why. You're supposed to attack me. Don't give me that space to even move. You know, this is the best time for you to even press me. He did none of that. You know. So it's as if he's defending and waiting and
I'm waiting to see what's going to happen.
Yeah, exactly.
it is really, really great speaking with you, Biz. Great insight on this one. This match, the Badger probably, if you watch this episode of the Night of Champions, has probably learned out of the Champions Inside has probably learned one or two things. To eventually even say, okay, yes, this is what I have to do to be able to qualify for the Night of Champions. As usual, it's always great seeing you, and we hope to see you show your skill and level at the Night of Champions. There's been Champions Insight. Is that man Beast again? Yeah, he did say that 5 is his lucky number. Is episode 5 again, just as he did in season 1. He has booked a slot at the Night of Champions. There are 3 champions we'll be looking for next, and as you know, some of the past champions haven't qualified. There's still Baji Junior, there's still Adefola, there's that man Zadok, and still even Mr. Oga also is also one of them who is yet to qualify for the Night of Champions. There are only 3 slots left. We'll be keeping you more info on how the tournaments will be coming up on our social media page. PSM_NG is where you need to be for everything content that concerns fitness sports. But as usual, stay tuned. We are here for you guys, and remember, life is a game. Press play.